What up? What up? What up? What up? What's going on? It's me. It's me. The BEAST. You say I'm white?
No, my teeth look white.
Oh, that's a good thing, though.
Yeah, I know. Well, it better be a good thing.
We are back, Darkness with the Ginger Hue, with a little extra ginger for you folks. All right. And of course, my main man, Slang Hugh, is in the building.
Peace,
how you doing,
peace,
Slang?
Increase the peace. How's everybody doing out there? You know how I got to start it with, what did you do to make yourself better today?
Well, you know what? I'm going to go back to yesterday, actually. Yesterday, I started working out again. So the mind is back, right? So I did a workout in the morning. Then after that, I jumped on my Peloton and rode that in the evening. And it felt the good pain. You know that pain when you first kick it and you're sore? Yeah. That felt good to me. So today I'm going to be doing some short band work, and I'm glad I got the regimen going right now. The fasting is happening, the conscious of the food is happening, and everything, and you just feel energized. So I was up until probably 1 o'clock doing stuff that I would be just sitting here watching videos for. I was going to work on the websites, on the business. So my mind is clearer just in a day. So hopefully I can be consistent and go from there, man. So that's what I'm very proud about.
That's technically today anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. What about yourself, sir? What have you done?
So I didn't work out today. So I'm searching, as I was asking the question, I'm searching my brain because I didn't work out. So my knee is freaking killing me for some reason. Yeah, it comes and goes. I gotta go check it out. I'm not good at this stuff. Of course. But Let me think. What did I do to make myself better? Well, I got up earlier than I normally do. I don't know if that's better or worse, but I got up and I didn't feel tired, which is better. Along those same lines, I just thought of it. I did get up early, but because I didn't go to the gym, I stayed in bed later than I normally do lately.
Okay.
So I got more rest, which is why I didn't feel tired when I got up early. I went to bed earlier and woke up earlier. So that's probably why I feel good. I feel energized today. Even though I feel weird that I didn't go to the gym, I still feel energized.
Cool. Good.
I might go tonight. I might go later. And I'm drinking my ginger tea for my intestinal fortitude.
Wow. Clearing out the pipes.
Every day. Every day.
Yeah, I actually I was using, and people might laugh, but I was using Metamucil for a while just to clear myself out.
I don't know. I just don't know how natural it is. I know it works.
I use it just to flush out the system. I don't maintain it like other people do, but I used it for about a month and it did flush out everything. And that's another thing, dude. When I started working out again, I took a fat burner and then I had a protein shake. But because of whatever I was taking or whatever I was doing, I was drinking water. I was going to wash them on a regular basis. So I knew something was working. So when you just have to go and flush out the system, your body's just taking out the toxins. That's all it was doing yesterday. You had to go to the washroom at least 5 or 6 different times within a span of like 5 or 6 minutes. So I'm like, okay, so this is it. So
you feel that you find that the fat burner works for you?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now again, the ones that I sell are pretty intense. So some people get the shakes. So I'm like, okay, but my body's been used to all these stimulus before. I don't get the shakes. I get the pump, right? I get the and then it's. I'm like, okay. So, but I think with any type of supplements, even the protein, you have to cycle. You can't just depend on it for your life. You have to let your body get used to it. And
definitely.
Yeah. So a lot of people just to maintain like creatine. I just started using creatine again. And I'm like, okay, I'll do it for a month. I'll stop, let the body, maintain on its own, and then I'll go back to it. Things like that. So that's what I know.
Some people that just use creatine all the time. Like they don't take the cycle. No, I've done the cycle sometimes too. Yeah. And funnily, since I haven't been doing like a cycle, I find it works better. Like since I haven't stopped.
That's the thing. If you do cycle, you'll understand what it's doing to you.
That's true too. Right? That makes sense.
Right?
So some instruct you like to take it for 3 weeks and then take a week off, and then some it's just like whatever, take one a day. They never tell you not to take no time off. So,
and those are the people who I wouldn't say those of you who don't know, but they don't know the full extent of what supplementation is, right?
That
A
makes
supplement
sense.
is supposed to help you or enhance you with things that you're missing, because you already
That's supposed to be
build
dependent
creatine in your system, right?
Yeah.
You don't want
Yeah.
to depend on something, because then all of a sudden
Yeah.
when you can't do it and your body rejects it and you're so used to it, then what next, right? Same with
So I feel about
the diseases.
testosterone, man.
Yeah,
It's the same way
same
I
thing.
felt about. That's why I've never really
Same
done it.
thing.
Because
I have a
eventually,
testosterone boost. I've used it,
yeah.
and it helps, but
Yeah.
you don't maintain it. I mean,
Yeah.
because you do lose your testosterone over age, right? Over time. So
Right.
you want to get that boost to get up a certain level, and then you just maintain that for a bit. Then if you need it again, then you go back to it. But you don't just stay there.
Keep doing it.
No, you gotta
Because I think
keep
it'll
on wean
eventually
it
affect
off.
your natural production.
Yes,
Like
exactly.
almost
And then all of a
everything.
sudden,
Almost everything you take artificially affects your natural production.
because your body and your brain to say, "Oh,
I
have
don't
an
need it no
abundance.
more." Yeah.
We're shut down shop. We're good. We've got stuff coming in." And
Right.
all of a sudden, the minute it's out of stock or you can't find it or whatever, and you really need it, and your brain's like, "Hey,
you stop ordering
we
it.
said shut down. We're done. What are you trying to do?
That factory's closed, bro. What are you doing?
Exactly. The factory is closed.
Sure
We're not making it anymore. What happened to your other supplier?
Liquidated it a long time ago.
It's done. It's done. The fire sale was 6 months ago. That's it. We're not producing. It was a closing shop sale. Oh, by the way, Zeller's coming back.
Yeah,
Zeller's is coming back.
I think it's back.
And I'm like, it is back. Okay, yeah. I didn't know it was back.
I think so. But it's in other stores. It's not by itself, right? Like it's part of. I can't remember what store it's in, but like say it was in the Bay. There's a section in the Bay that is Sellers.
It shouldn't have left in the first place. Bad, poor management. Poor management. I'm telling you.
You're gonna see a lot more of that.
Because then Target tried to slide in, and I'm like, Target, who are you? And then all of a sudden they got bounced out real quick. Because I said, yo, Canada doesn't want this. Exactly. Walmart went from a small store to a superstore. So from regular department clothes and whatnot to groceries to freaking electronics to candy to windows to desk patio furniture. Tires, gardening. They go. They're one-stop shop. That is your local Amazon. That is your local Amazon.
I was just watching. What was I watching? A podcast, Earn Your Leisure, which I'm into heavily these days. And they were talking about the fact that the American economy is basically being held up by Amazon, Apple, and Walmart because they affect all these other sectors. So what they're basically saying is like Apple is, because I don't know if you heard this, that Apple's starting their own banking account system, savings account.
What?
Yeah, right. So there's a lot of stipulations, so not everybody can get it.
That's an issue though.
Yeah, but because they're doing that now, it's like they're on their way, if not already, to being a monopoly to some degree. Right. So they're saying, well, will the government try and break up these companies that they're all joining forces with? Like they're going to break them up. And these guys are like, well, if they do that, then they're going to destroy their own economy because that's basically Apple is affecting everybody under it. So it's like breaking up the Wizard of Oz. Then you're affecting all of Oz.
Yeah.
No more wishes. No more. Belief in the system. So, yeah.
The thing is, with the control that Apple has on their own product in terms of their phones and their computers and whatnot, the fact that they restrict so much, you put your money in there sometime, and all of a sudden it's like, you won't be able to take it for 30 days. Why? That's just part of our, fine print or whatever. Like, it just seems like they have a lot of control in their own products. So for you to trust them with your money, as much as a loyal customer or brand or whatever they are, man, that's scary.
Yeah, but money's different, bro. Money's different. You can't.
You're right.
You can't fool credit cards money like that.
Credit card does that. Credit card people do that. Credit card companies, Capital One and them, American Express. That's why a lot of people don't take credit cards because
like hold your money type thing, or
but
it's credit, so it's not even your money.
No, I understand. That's what I'm saying. It's their money, but they are restricting the access to their money. Whereas I think Apple, again, will do the same with your money.
Yeah, they can't get away with that. And there's a few reasons. It's just. Let me say this. I can't say they can't get away with it because you're normal bank if they really want to. If they really wanted to, they could do it. What I don't think they would, because again, it's the people's money. It's a financial sector where people don't. You could fool around with a lot of things for people that are connected to their money, but their actual money is a different situation. So that wouldn't be good. That's A. B is that they're only starting to target high level customers or high valued and financially responsible people. So you have to have a certain credit score. You also have to have an Apple, is it an account or card? And right now it's only in the US, but what they're currently seeking is a certain high value, financially responsible person, so that that person's not going to worry so much about, well, they could take my money and run because they have so much type thing. They're not so worried about it. And again, you're investing in the interest return is so high compared to your normal bank that people are going to do because your return, the promise is so high. I don't even want to say it's like crypto because it's not as vague as crypto, as in vague as in you don't necesserily know if that's gonna last or if it's real, quote unquote. Although all of our money is fake at this point, but but it's still it's not like crypto, but it is like crypto in that it's a new financial institution. Blah blah blah, but you're still using normal everyday money.
No, you're right. All right. I got caught up in the crypto and I lost money because of, I guess, an organization that just went bankrupt or just went south with their value. I'm like, man, I'm never doing that again. As much as I love technology and electronics and how easy it is to buy things and pay for things, whatever, I'd rather use my own money. Mind you, though, I was watching another TikTok because we're going to be talking about some TikToks here, and there's a guy who says he never uses his real money to buy for anything.
I agree with him.
And I listened to him. He says, yeah, if they offer me credit, all right, I'm going to use all their credit and I'll pay it off to them when I need to. And then later on, they increase your limit. So you pay for more things. Then he says, yeah, in terms of his kids, when they went to university, he's in the US, he says he gave them all credit cards, not even debit cards, credit cards. So he can limit what they spend. He knows what they're spending it on. And he knows what he's paying for. Like he's paying the money to cover. So, and at that same time, building credit.
Exactly.
So when it comes down to buying the house, buying the car, buying whatever, their score after leaving college for whatever, how much years they're in, they have a score of like 700, 800. And they have no problem to get the house, to get
whatever
the loan,
they want,
get whatever business. I'm like, I'm thinking about that. I'm like, because before, I'm like, forget credit. Credit's never going to kill me. But that was again, that's 20 years ago. I thought I have cash. I have cash money. I'm good. Comes to buying this house or even getting my first car when I move here. No, we're not. You have no credit.
You need the credit.
What? No credit. I have this much money. This is my job. I'm making $83,000 a year. What do you mean? Nope. So are you serious? So it took me some time, some ups and downs with that, but now I understand. So now, and I'm very proud of this. Like I said, I own my own house. I'm paying for my mortgage. I had a big stink of bad credit, and it's just personal situations and other things that.
Oh, I know that well. I know it well.
Right. So at the time when I had to do a consumer proposal, almost like a default bankruptcy, whatever. But again, I did that to pay off outstanding things. I had to pay off a car that I had before that they were still charging me for, but that's a whole nother story. But in the end, I cleared that. And at that same time, I got myself a Capital One card, the entry level 300, whatever, because your credit bad to help you build that. Of last week, they said, man, you're doing great. We're going to bump your freaking credit to 1,300. I was so happy, bro.
Wow.
I was so happy because I'm like, man, all this hard work. So now when I saw that video about credit, I'm like, great. I'm going to clear my credit card to empty and then transfer all my bills to that credit card and just give myself a monthly payment automatically from my bank to that card. It could be 300 every paycheck, 200 every paycheck. Just let it reimburse.
And build your credit.
Yeah. So in the end, my credit score will now skyrocket from whatever it is now to double within 2 years. And so when I go to a freaking car dealership because I want to get a new car and I see my score like 700, 800, maybe 900, I say, hey, here, boom, your pick is anywhere. And here's your interest rate. Boom. That's what it is, right?
I'm only very recent because I'm not a financial guru by any stretch of the imagination.
Me neither.
None of that. I never really cared about that stuff. Maybe I was never forced to care about that stuff by what have you. And it's not only that. There's also because what you kind of outlined part of why it doesn't make sense to me. And my Virgo brain is very difficult for me to get on side with something that doesn't make sense.
Right.
It doesn't make sense to me that I could have 40,000 in the bank and still get refused for a $10,000 loan. That doesn't really make sense to me. But this is one of those things where you either get down or lay down. That seems to be the theme of late. So in this system, you have to have credit to somewhat survive in this, to thrive in this society. Now, the hypocrisy to me is that the credit also puts you vulnerable to not thrive.
Also,
because if you're living paycheck to paycheck, even if you're not living paycheck to paycheck, most people overextend themselves financially.
Yes.
And if you're doing that, at some point you lose a job, you get sick, whatever, running a high risk of not being able to pay these credit card bills, and which is what happened to me at a young age, which is why my credit went bad. Yeah, because at a young age, lost a job, couldn't get one. Blah, 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 keeps going like that. Plus, I was obviously not responsible, which is probably more.
Yeah, and I get it. I mean, that's human. Not being responsible at one point is human. As long as you know how to bounce back from that and rectify the problem.
As long as you're actively trying and not sitting there complaining. And that,
correct.
And a lot of us have to get over the embarrassment of our financial mistakes in general. But we have to get over the embarrassment. I'm glad you shared your consolidated agreement, because even myself, it's tough for me to do. It's tough for me to go to somebody and say, I need help with my money. That's a tough thing, especially for a man. That's a tough thing.
And the thing is, and the fact that you sit back and you see all these toys and trinkets you have in your home, and you're like, man, what am I doing? Like like I said, I was telling people I have a $20,000 freaking system. I'm like, shit, I could have not bought any of this and have done something totally different with this money. But again, but you live and you learn, right?
Exactly.
You live and you learn. So
at least if you're better.
Exactly. And the thing is, I think kids nowadays, I guess they're at an advantage and a disadvantage at the same time. The advantage is that they're young, and they have the knowledge of the older folks who have gone through that to tell them, just like in the history, whatever. But at the same time, there's so much accessibility to screw up that it's just almost like, why even bother?
And there's the information is out there. That's the significant difference between then and now. Like you said, our parents were telling us. I just told my nephew the other day, keep your credit strong, bro. Whatever you do, keep your credit strong. My parents told me that as a kid. But I didn't listen, partially because I got to university, and the first week, fresh week,
they give you that credit card.
Credit card, man.
The Canadian Tire credit card. First year. First credit card. Canadian Tire credit card was Sears, Canadian Tire, and some other thing.
It's a setup.
I was duped. I was duped. I'm like, I got credit.
You're 18,
didn't you have the
19,
job yet?
18, job. You don't have no form. You don't know where you're going to pay this off. All you have is an OSCAP loan if you're lucky.
Yep.
If you're lucky,
for sure. For sure.
You're 18, 19. They're giving you $400, what you look at, if you don't have the awareness, as free money. That's just free money. You're not thinking about paying it back, because we're not taught that stuff in elementary.
No,
we're not taught that stuff in high school. So unless your parents are literally teaching you, you have no real grasp of what taking that $400 or $500 card really means to the rest of your life.
100%. I wonder how young can you be to have a credit card though?
I think it's age of maturity. I think I could be wrong. So it's probably 18, 19.
Okay. Because I'm like, man, I got to put stuff in my daughter's name to get her credit up. So when she gets there, boom. I mean, she's 5 now. I start using her credit card, buying her things, just making sure.
And then you get on move and put the telephone in their name.
Hold on. Now, hold on. You heard the story about the divorce. The divorce of all divorces right now is going on right now.
This man, all men.
This guy wins. As Kevin Durant was said, "Yo, mom, you're the real MVP."
Yes, sir.
This man is going through a divorce.
He deserves a slow clap. What is it? The wife?
He just deserves everything. Oh. That man, a Moroccan football player, well, soccer for us here, went and he's having a divorce with his Spanish wife, now ex-wife, I guess.
Actor, model, or something?
Yeah, and she makes her money, whatever.
older than him.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're going through a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
And in that process, the woman says, yo, I want half of what he owns, half of everything. And the man just said, hey, what's half of zero?
Yeah.
What? What do you mean?
Can't get half of my mom's
all my stuff is sent into my mother's name. Bro, his clothes are in his mom's name. He gets an allowance from his mother of like 20 G's.
It's crazy. Smart. But here's the win-win on that. The win-win is now she makes more money than him. So she has to give him half.
Bro, I'm telling you. Yo, she has to pay for his lawyer expenses for the whole process.
Yes, and legal process. That's wild.
Wow.
No,
that guy is in the Guy Hall of Fame. He's like the Captain Morgan just in there.
Yep.
Just
beaming with victory.
Yeah.
And now what I'm hearing now, of course, the estrogen backlash is the story has continued to say that she's divorcing him because he allegedly raped a woman in their bed, in their home, in their bed. So that's the story. I'm also hearing that's not true. That was way before they got married, that he was accused of this. And again, it's still alleged and all that, but that's the so-called backlash. That's why she's divorcing him. Which both things could be true. He could be a piece of shit, and that's why she's divorcing him. But he's still a genius.
Yep. I'm not. You can't knock what he did. Yep. You can't knock what he did.
Genius. I'm good with that. Yes. He's a piece of shit genius. That's right. He
is a shit bag, but he's a smart shit bag.
Oh my gosh. Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Again, as you said, allegedly, right? Everybody has their day in court, or maybe he's already had his day in court, and she's just throwing this out there because she's upset of what's going on.
Yeah.
But women are emotional beings, so when they get upset or something goes not their way, they lash out emotionally, and that could have nothing to do with what's going on right now. He could just say, you know what? I don't love you anymore. That's it. Yeah. And then that's not what she wanted to hear. And she's off to the races. So shout out to him for, he put that woman on blast. Now, the thing is, do you think other people will be starting to do this to save themselves from this?
But there's a thing too. A lot of, again, part of the estrogen backlash was, why would you marry her if you didn't trust her? He didn't do this because he was getting married. He did this way before that, way before you might even. And what a theory is that he was young because soccer players, again, he
could have been professional 18, 19.
Right, he could have been
they got a lot of money,
right? So they signed it to his mom's because they say his mom didn't even know. So they're saying that's allegedly
they had a superstar. Yeah. Right. And they say, well, we need him. We're going to pay him. So you know what? He's not responsible or of age. Let's put his mom's name on there. And she's been getting it. So now when he's of age and he told his mom, you know what? Just keep it like that. Just keep it going. All right. Keep it going. I'm still getting the money.
Maybe by that point he realized, if I ever do get married, this is a good thing. Who knows?
Not even that. I mean, the benefits not only himself, but his family. So I mean, I'm not sure if his mother is of money or the family is of whatever. So if there's a need for her, boom, she's the responsible adult. And based on the relationship they have, I don't think there's no reason to change it. So let him do what he needed to do.
No, I'm rocking with him, and I'm not even rocking with him. Just to be clarified, I'm not rocking with him because he's a man and he did that. That's not I'm rocking with it because it's smart. If the roles were reversed, it would still be smart. Yes, still be smart. If she was the richer one and he is seeking half, which I don't get this half shit anyway. I don't get it. I don't get it. Circumstantially, I would say circumstantially it depends. But if she's rich and he's seeking half of what she had that she made way before she even considered him, then man. At best, just my opinion, Mr. Non-Legal, my opinion, at best it should be you get half of what I earned during the time we were married. At best it should be that. You shouldn't get half of everything.
You're right.
I bought this house like 10 years before we ever got married.
And you want half of it.
I even met you, I bought this house. And now because you lived here for like a year and a half, you get half? No, I don't agree with that.
This is why prenups are the craze now. Prenups are the craze because you want to protect yourself and what have you worked for. Trust me. When someone is in your life and they've only been there for a short period of time and they're claiming hard work, your business, or your house or whatever, bro, that's just greed and selfishness. That burns me. That burns me when people.
And I'm
do
not
that. Like,
I'm not even the guy to be. Don't give her. No, she doesn't deserve anything. I
no,
do believe she deserves something. She,
yes,
especially if she was a quote unquote good wife in those years, any of those years, because you fall off, whatever. But if any of those years she supported you, there's some help there at some point. Like she's. Oh damn! I just lost headset power. But anyway, my headset just died. But anyway, yeah, there's gonna be years in there where she was supporting you. Maybe not even supporting your business, but supporting you, which in turn supports your business and helps you develop this thing. But if you came in here and it was already developed and established, and I was already well off, and you came in here, I'm not even saying with nothing. Come in, leave with what you came in with, plus a little something from me because you helped me survive these years. And it's not even, you helped me thrive in these years. Even though I was already thriving, you helped me mentally, emotionally, whatever. You might not have put no money in, but you were there for me when I came home from that.
Compensation. That's compensation for it.
Right. You shouldn't get half is wild. Half of everything is wild. But that's the get this age of entitlement.
Hope. Are we doing
segue?
That's what we do right now. Because again, this is what we are trying to get to right now. We're gonna. I guess should we play the clip? I mean, it seems very fitting to play the clip because I was on my TikTok. And I mean, I don't really agree with everything this man says because I heard he's very arrogant and whatnot. But at the same time, he's speaking truth in this clip. So if you want, listen to it. If you've seen it, all right. But again, just take it in. Take it in. Hold on.
Well, good evening from London. Welcome to Piers Morgan Centre. Welcome to our lovely new studio here at the News UK mothership in London Bridge. We've left Ealing in West London. No tears, no flowers. And we're here where it all happens. So what have I missed? I've been in Los Angeles trying to lie under palm trees with Stormy Daniels. What I missed was this. The age of entitlement was a period of history when the world's biggest brains began to reject superstition for logic and reason. We've now reached the age of entitlement, in which the world's biggest brains defy logic and behave very unreasonably. Take the children at a prestigious girls' school, part of the Independent Girls' Day School Trust, who staged a placard-waving protest against a teacher who said, "Good afternoon, girls." That teacher was then forced to issue a groveling apology, according to an interview she gave to the Mail on Sunday at the weekend. Apparently under threat of disciplinary action because the girls, who remember are attending a girls' school, objected to being called girls. Well, I guess some of them may want to become boys, in which case they should maybe be at a boys' school.
Okay, let's pause that right now. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. A teacher of authority, a man of authority or a woman of authority, whatever man or woman, a person of authority addresses someone in a respectful manner and says, "Hey, girls, welcome to the school," whatever. You're telling me you want to try to petition him out? Why? Because he said the word girls? Are you not girls? Are you not attending a girls' school? Come on. What's going on? What's going on? Why are we doing this? This is why society is doomed. This is why society is doomed right now. For that exact reason. I don't get it.
Well, if you play more, because I don't want it to seem like we're just talking.
No, I broke it down because there's more to it, but that just bothers me, the fact that this is what's going on, right? But I'm going to continue.
They're not entitled to undermine the authority of the teachers in the school to pursue their own social causes. And take this plus-sized influencer.
No one should have to endure the discomfort, embarrassment, and discrimination that often comes with being a plus-size passenger trying to navigate air travel. By signing this petition, you can help us demand that airlines take concrete steps to make air travel more inclusive and accommodating for all passengers. Whether you're plus size or not, everybody deserves to be treated with dignity and respect when they fly. Let's work together to make sure that the travel industry serves everyone, not just a select few.
Yeah.
Jaylene Cheney made...
Bro.
Where do I sign? Where's the petition?
Yeah.
No. That's a cause That's a cause worth supporting right there. I'm telling you. Where do I see
Wow, man.
Good, man.
Let him finish what he's talking about.
Global headlines this weekend after claiming fat people are entitled to extra seats on planes because they're so fat. She said all plus-sized passengers should be provided with an extra free seat or even 2 or 3 seats depending on their size to accommodate their needs and ensure their comfort during the flight. Well, look, Jaylene, you can have your extra seat. You can have 10 extra seats. You've got to pay for them. Why should you be entitled to special treatment? Raising the cost of travel for everybody else because you're obese. Maximum self-entitlement, zero self-accountability.
Okay, come on. This is what I'm talking about. That's extreme. Who you're gonna blame people for you and your disorder of eating? Even if it's genetic, and you're telling me that we are now wanting to petition about this because you don't want to freaking put the hot dog down.
We don't know it's genetic or not. So how are we supposed to discern all that?
Exactly. But I'm saying, like, I don't want to assume it's just her overeating or whatever, or not taking it. Fine, maybe it could be something that she can't deal with in life. But you don't punish everybody else for it. Same with the whole LGBTQ situations. It's crazy how everybody's getting punished because a few people don't like what they're dealing with. Like, it doesn't make any sense. This whole entitlement.
What they caused too, and what they've chosen in life.
Exactly. These are all pro-choice.
These are choices.
These are all choices.
You're choosing.
Yes, you're choosing.
Again, unless it's genetic, you're choosing to be fat, and it is a feeling that you choose to want to be called a certain name or a certain gender or certain binary or whatever. It's a choice. These are choices. This is not, and if we go further in this, he starts talking about a thing that isn't a choice. And that's where I start to disagree with what he's putting some things together that I don't believe are together. But these 2 examples that he just said, I'm sorry, it's a choice. And if you choose
100%.
to not lose weight, eat healthier, go to a gym, take the bus, since the flight doesn't accommodate you, then so be it. What she just said in terms of the size thing, why don't we move it to, well, flights should be cheaper because not everybody can afford them.
You're not seeing the bottom, exactly what you just said, yo.
Did somebody say that?
Guy says, I'm too poor to fly on a plane. Don't forget to include me. Be more accommodating. $20 flights for me, please.
Right.
That's exactly. You're hitting it nail on the head, bro.
Osmosis. I don't know. Maybe that was an osmosis. But exactly.
That's exactly what I'm talking. I don't know.
Like I said before, well, shouldn't she get 2 meals now because she has a bigger appetite? So we should accommodate her for that. Or I like my stewardess black. Why don't I get accommodated for that? I don't want the pilot to be blue-eyed. Why don't I get accommodated for that?
It's just crazy.
I want free drinks on the plane because I'm an alcoholic. Like, what are you talking about? What are you?
No idea, man. No idea.
And I'm not again. I believe in your right to protest. I don't even consider this a protest. I don't even consider that a protest. But I believe
entitlement is totally different protest.
Yeah, I guess it is somewhat of a protest.
It is, but it's right.
But I have the right to tell you.
But there has to be a moral compass to it, though. I think the moral compass is off here.
Well, it is off. There has to is a personal thing. Like personally, for me and you, yes. But clearly for her, she might think that's a moral compass because we're all supposed to be taking care of each other type shit. Which,
all right.
Yes.
All right.
But if you're not taking care of yourself, there's a limit to me accommodating you.
Hey, I said this a long time ago. I still preach it. I said, you are in control of your own happiness in a relationship, in life, whatever. So if you're not happy, find a way to make yourself happy. You don't depend on money. You don't depend on a person. You don't depend on things that you think are supposed to get you happy. No, you make yourself happy. You want to go work out that makes you happy? Do that. You know what I'm saying? You want to go get a pet to help you get happy? Fine, do that. But don't depend on people to get you to where you want to be and then blame them when they don't do it. That is some dumb shit.
Please get the horn for me one time on that one.
Oh, well, most definitely. It makes no sense. But let's let Pierce finish here. Oh, yeah. Don't finish. Go.
Quick story along these same lines, the personal story. So I was at the gym and I ran into a high school friend of mine and we're just talking and we're talking about, losing weight and belly fat, of course, because that's the main problem for all of us at this age. So we're talking about, we got to lose belly fat, blah, blah. She's like, yeah, but you look good. Right. And I said, yeah, but I just got to really belly fat. So I said, so I'm talking to another friend of mine later on about, and I'm telling him the story. Right. And he's like, yeah, And when I'm telling him the story, I said to him, I said, in that moment, I kind of realized you shouldn't be overcritical of yourself. Like, I shouldn't over criticize myself.
Right.
And he says, yes, that is true, but not even a but. Don't over criticize yourself, but also don't rest on your laurels of not criticizing. Don't criticize yourself, but also don't be afraid to be better than what you are.
Okay.
So basically, what he's saying is, he gave an example, like Lizzo, for example. Lizzo's out there preaching this body shaming.
Right.
Okay, I can agree in some instances, but are you unhealthy? And am I body shaming you if I'm saying, yo, that's not good for your health, you should lose some weight? Is that body shaming?
No one says, yeah, that's the thing. They take that, again, the entitlement, and run with it. And because she's a superstar. Yeah. Do you want to stick around for the next 40 years?
Yep.
Or do you want to croak at freaking 32? Like, come on, man.
If you're fat and happy, or if you're anything and happy, why do you care what I say about anything?
Again,
because you're happy with it. It doesn't bother you that you're fat. It doesn't bother you that you got the BBL. Because I'll go to the other side. You're happy with your BBL. Why does it matter if I'm not happy with it? If I don't like it?
Facts. Well, we'll continue this. Let's finish this off real quick before we.
So you've invited me to speak here, and I'm being heckled nonstop. And I'm just asking for the administrator to sign. That's
Your racism is showing.
If you want another person's ideas, you've got what you want, take it.
Those are students at Stanford University, one of the top universities in the world, where students are so high on the fumes of their own self-importance, they felt entitled to heckle a visiting judge because they didn't like his politics. The scourge of limitless entitlement takes us down avenues of limitless insanity. It means we have honest jobs we can't fill, but a generation of wastrels who want to be paid for posting photographs of their lunch. It leads to the ludicrous race-baiting idea that every white person should pay compensation to every black person because of the evils of history. It means we give out medals to kids who come last just because they tried. The parents of those children then demand they're awarded better grades, literally just because they're paid to be there. Unfortunately, in the cost of living crisis, there's a surfeit of these people who think the world owes them a favor. But fortunately, the rest of us are also entitled to call them out for it.
All right.
Yeah, so that's where he went into convoluting two different types of things, bro. Reparations is not entitlement, especially when it was given to others for similar reasons. That's not a sense of entitlement. That is owed at this point. It was something that was promised. Never mind.
Okay, but here's the question though. How far back do you go to owe someone any type of monetary value on that situation?
Okay, I don't normally do this, but answer the question with a question. If you've never got that, what you were owed, then you go back as far as you never got it. Like if you promised me $100, right? Not even that. Let me make it deeper. If I gave you my house and you said you're going to give me $100 for the house, right? Later on, like a year from now, and you never give it to me, but your family stays in that house for generations, becomes rich, builds on the house, creates a whole community around that house. Pretty much, it's like 5-6 generations of your family are now on this land,
right,
from this house,
right.
And I live in the same community, and I'm now paying you rent to live in one of those houses. Not even me, my kids. Then. Because that's what their argument is. My kids live in the same community and now have to pay you rent to live in the basement of one of the houses on the land that I sold you, right? You never paid me. Should my kids just say, oh, well, it's too far gone now, man. It's too far gone. My grandkids, not even my kids, because I said 5-6. My great-great-great-grandchildren should just say, it's too far gone now. I shouldn't bother. It's too far gone. What I do understand is my great-great-grandkids shouldn't depend on this.
Right.
At that point. It shouldn't be a dependency. But are they still owed? And should they still be able to ask for it?
Okay, I agree. But there's a part that I don't agree with, because with the system now, very, very smart people will learn or try to cheat this whole situation out. For instance, me, I am a black man. Yes, I did not deal with all that. Neither did my parents or
Right.
my grandparents.
Right.
So for me to go and claim, how am I going to claim? How are they going to judge or
That's the part. That's the part. How do you
right? So
discern
how
who
does
gets
how,
it?
right? So that's the disconnect. Who is
Yeah.
going to be the one that's deserving to get this? So now
Yeah.
you have a mixed race couple, right? Generations back, and then you're saying, oh, well, your great grandfather was a slave or whatever, but your grandmother is not. She's white, whatever, and here you are, right? So then, where does it happen? Do you get that, or do you not? Like, where does it stop?
That part I fully agree, and I get it. I also don't think that there's not a way to measure it. I'm sure there is a way. Will it be very difficult? Sure.
100. That's
But
why they're not trying to.
they were never trying to. That was going to be my next point.
Well, that's not now in the States, yeah, but in Canada they give the Aboriginal $5 every year to compensate for the whole situation in Indigenous.
Yeah, the States does stuff like that, like the tax-free living, stuff like that.
I don't know.
I
know that here I've seen it.
They do similar reservations,
okay,
free
but
living,
how long
taxes type thing. But again, and that is even to my point. They got something. They got something, even though, and it's still not enough. That's actually a perfect example of the right and wrong thing of this thing, because Aboriginals got something. They got something out of this whole deal. Not enough, arguably, and they're still in a terrible state. They're in a worse state than most of us. As they say, Black people are on the bottom of the totem pole. Aboriginals probably are even below us on the totem pole in terms of life expectancy and overall quality of life. They're probably on the worst. But to say you're being entitled to something you are entitled to, that's the part I have. That's the problem I have with Pierre Moore, with what he said. And he's comparing it to somebody asking for an extra seat on the plane because they're fat. I'm not Black by choice. I guess I could go bleach my skin. I guess I could do that, but I'm not Black by choice. Slavery wasn't a choice. Sorry, Kanye. It wasn't a choice, right? And it affected generations, still does to this day. Where I agree, I don't know how you would divide that. I don't know how they would do that at this point. But my problem is there was never a point where they were going to do it. Because
you don't think they were ever going to try?
Come on, man. The proof is
No, now I think because you don't know where to start is why they didn't start. I honestly think
what I'm saying, folks, is I can only agree with that if we're talking maybe 100 years removed.
Yeah. Okay.
They promised it to us. And I'm saying us just because I identify.
Yeah.
They promised it to us at the beginning, at the end of slavery. They promised it, and we never got it. Like it never was given. So now it's not our fault it was never given, but you're punishing us because it was never given. That's kind of what he's saying. Again, you promised me the money, but I never got it from you. No matter how much I asked, the only thing I didn't do is try to kill you for the money, which we probably should try to do. But we never tried to do that. We never tried to kill you for the money. There was no violence involved in me trying to get this money. You promised it to me, never gave it to me. Your family got to build and grow off of this. But because I never got the money for what was mine, my family stayed at a certain level and had to pay your family to continue to grow. So if you didn't give it to me, but you gave it to my kids, it's quantifiable. Like we could, the math is there. If you didn't give it to them, you gave it to their kids. The math was a little easier. But at some point, not even at the very beginning, in my opinion, you made a decision you would never pay me. So now to turn around and tell me that I'm entitled for asking for it when I was entitled to it is wild. That's crazy. I don't know how you do that.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And it's again, I don't they can't.
It's never gonna happen.
It's too far gone.
Yes.
So, but like you said, what do you just give up?
The excuse,
right? No, yeah, exactly. That's the excuse and I don't condone them using that excuse, but that's the only excuse you have. Yep. Unless you put up billions. Because again, this is not a million, this is a billions. Because again,
more
you have
than
to figure
that.
out.
Probably trillions.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like,
back then, compared to what it's worth now, which is another reason why they won't do it.
So I think the reason is they're afraid that the upper hand will be switched, whereas now the common African American will be richer than your common white folk family there, the Waltons and whatever, you know, because these people going back before these guys were even born, they're now coming into wealth of millions of dollars, right? And that will be, again, spread amongst generations after generations and so forth. And if they've invested properly, they can make something super, super amazing by just existing. And I think that scares corporate America.
Of course,
it scares them to death. That's why they won't do it.
Too. If I was on top, it would scare me too.
That's why the Rockefellers are the Rockefellers.
I cannot find this movie anywhere, but I keep bringing it up. White Man's Burden with John Travolta and Harry Belafonte, where they literally that movie, they hid that movie. You can't find it nowhere because the movie was a flip. It was a literal. They showed what it would be like if white people had our experience and we had theirs, and they pretty much banned this. If anybody can find this movie, send it, because it's not. Don't get me wrong; it wasn't well done. It wasn't, but the concept, the concept of the movie was so dangerous that apparently it can't be shown. It's wild.
Wow. Well, that's crazy. But again, time will tell. I think there will be some progress, not a solution. Progress in this whole matter. I mean, if the indigenous people can get something on a regular basis, I think Black people should be getting that soon enough. It's going to take some time.
Let me say this again. Because we are old doesn't mean we should depend.
And that's what people are in the States are thinking
for anymore. We're not going to get it. Don't keep looking for it. I liken to this to a child who's waiting for their parent to die so that they could get the inheritance, so they don't go and seek their own fortune. Nah, bro. You don't get your own. If it happens, it happens. But we should be out here actively trying to create our own 40 acres and a mule. We shouldn't be waiting for somebody to do it. I agree with that. I agree that we are too far removed to be waiting for these guys to do what, quote unquote, is right by us. They never have. So why would we expect them to? What we should be doing is working to do right by ourselves.
Yeah, because I'm thinking some Black people are very successful in the States. So if they too were awarded any type of money because of whatever decision is made, man, that could shake the foundations of corporate America. Man, like Jay-Z, or even the Muhammad Ali family, or you know, all these people that have come up through these systems right now, and you know, have been treated a certain way. Well, not them, but per se their family. You know, that's a huge lineage of people that will be getting money. Yeah, even rich people will be getting money.
Yep, but
Denzel's family has gone through slavery, so obviously, I mean, he will get his reparation. He'll get everything he's owed.
The playing field was never even.
Oh no, it was never even.
So why shouldn't it swing in our favor sometimes?
It still isn't. It's never going to be.
Why shouldn't it swing in our favor? It still wouldn't be even. Somebody has to be at the bottom. Somebody has to be at the top.
Yes.
Why shouldn't it swing in our favor sometimes? But I get it. I understand a man trying to protect his interests. I get it. You're in control. Why would you just, out of the kindness of your heart? Friggin' Abraham Lincoln didn't do it. He didn't free us just because it was a right thing to do. It was economic and political.
But there's always a underlining.
Look at that, though. Even the slave owners got paid, and we didn't. So when we're saying that Jay-Z and these guys are going to get money, and they're already rich, the slave owners got paid to end slavery, and the slaves got nothing. Get the fuck out of here. Anybody who says we don't deserve money, come on, son. I don't even understand these, but I get it. It question the moment guys like Piers Morgan, and again, for me, it's the way that he's relating those things as all entitlement. It's not. That thing is not. That's the one thing that's not entitlement. Yeah, you want extra seats as a fat person, entitlement. Yeah, you want to go to all girls school but not be called a girl. I can see the entitlement there. But to want what I'm owed is not entitlement. That's just
true. That is true. That is very, very true. That's very, very true. Well, again, that's a quick one right there. And before we go, have you watched The Last of Us?
No,
on HBO.
No,
man,
good.
That show is good. I think it's based off a video game, but it's good.
Oh, it's based on a video game.
Yeah, based on a video game. It's really good. And then I started watching The Mandalorian again, this third season.
Mandalorian's good. Mandalorian.
That's a
That's
very
what I
good,
finished.
very good series. So, and I'm not a
Yeah.
big Star Wars guy, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
very good stuff.
And
Just,
I'm a
just something you
Trekkie.
should just take
I'm
into.
more of a Trekkie than a Star Wars guy. But
Exactly. I was a Trekkie guy too, but I mean,
Yeah.
based on watching that, then we go back and watch the old stuff. That's why it
Yeah.
got me involved, right? And that's what these shows do. They make
Yeah,
you, because
yeah.
of the superior side effects and special effects and so forth. They make you go back. Where's the origin story?
That's
Where's the
right.
beginning? And then you go back and
Okay.
like, oh,
One question that before we go then,
Mhm.
what series from your or what movie? Yeah, let's stick to movie, makes it easier. What movie from your childhood do you think would make a good extension now? Like they would make another installment of that or another installment of that universe. What
hate
movie?
to say it, and I don't want them to ever touch this movie or series. I just think it would just
Not a
ruin my
reboot,
life if
though.
they did. No,
Not a
if they
reboot. That's
continued.
all.
Yeah, if they
Yeah.
continued.
Yeah.
The series / movie Back to the Future. I'm sorry. You touch that, bro, and continue it, that's it. Life is over. I'm sorry. You can definitely continue. You can go on. You can have 13 of those movies. We have freaking 10 Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
And we only have 3 Back to the Future, but the 3 Back to the Future are probably one of the best types of movie of all time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Look at Indiana Jones. They bringing out a new one of him.
I'm actually surprised they brought that back.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm like, leave it alone.
But Finn brought up a good point with the CGI and all this stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of these old ass actors
right.
and actresses come back
You're
and
right.
reprise their 1980s role because they're just gonna digitally plaster
That's
scene
true.
their face and make them
They
look
did
like
that.
back in the day.
They did that in Iron Man when he was talking
Right.
to his parents. They digitized his face to make him look young, like he was
Right.
20.
Yep.
I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's not the same, man.
Yeah.
They can the movies that they can redo because they have the graphics now and do it. Man, movies like E.T., you can make that look so good now.
But you can't
Right?
extend that one, man.
No, you can. He can come back. He
Or
can
you
come
can go to
back.
his world, but it's too.
Yeah,
It was so
out
completely-
there.
I would want to see that. I would want to see that. What
That's
I
what I'm
would
saying, like-
want to see, like a movie that I would like to see them do, that's that field. It's Goonies. I would like a Goonies part 2.
We all live with the type of Goonies, anyways. You know what I'm saying? There's always a pack. There's always a pack in everybody's world that you run with. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Hey, you guys. Yeah, I get it.
New Goonies, Goonies, the next generation, or some shit like that.
Yes. Yeah. See,
It's
that's the
good. I would
thing.
like to see that.
They did that with that 70s show. Now they have that
Yeah,
that 80s show or 90s show. Sorry.
Is it 90s?
So that
I think they did both.
that works though.
I think they did
right?
both,
That worked.
80s and 90s.
I don't know if they did 80s. I know they did 90s. Well, they're doing 90s.
90s on Netflix,
That's
I know
all right.
that.
And I'm like, that makes sense.
Hmm.
That makes sense. You can continue that because the actors are still there. One or two have gone on or whatever. Not part of this. You can still build with that, right?
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't see anything movie wise or TV wise that you should be able to bring back. Like they've done. Look at Star Wars. Although they're not bringing back Star Wars, but they are, right? Because they're continuing the movies.
Star Wars is ahead of its time too.
Yes,
so.
it's
I was
futuristic.
watching the old movie just the other day too, and I'm like, "Jeez, this is like it looks almost as good as Mandalorian, like the effects and stuff. It's amazing. It's
That's
ahead
what I'm
of its time, boy.
Yeah,
Jeez.
it's huge. Those are big time movies that I'm like,
This
you
is why
can't
I think that's why they continue those, like the sci-fis, like the Star Treks and the Star Wars. They're easier to continue because they're already
so
ahead of
far gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Now you can go to origin stories and go back to when they were on Earth or whatever, and then build from that. I get it.
Yeah.
So whoever wrote this, they thought 100 steps ahead. And they can just every 10 years,
somebody did.
And then that generation can definitely continue. The next generation can continue, and that family or that person who wrote it or directed is still making bank. Because again, like I said, when you watch that new version, you're gonna go back and say, "What about the original?" And they're gonna start streaming that. Royalties goes to that person again.
No,
right? It's just generational wealth right there. Creed, yeah. Yeah, again, that is a perfect example.
But that's Creed a good one. They really did that.
That is amazing, and that's Rocky's. That's Sylvester Stallone's brainchild.
Yeah, they did.
That's his dream, and it's still he's out of the series, still making the monies.
Still going.
You know what I'm saying? He's just all he's doing is now he's using society to flip the script. So now we have a black fighter going through the same trials and tribulations, same situation, losing, winning, baby, this, but and again, again, and he just he inserted himself there.
And it's not Stallone's son. It's Apollo Creed's son.
Exactly. So he made a twist.
Yeah,
he even twisted it. You're thinking it's gonna be his son is gonna be Rocky 4 or Rocky 8 or whatever. Nope, it's Creed now. Not even Rocky, just Creed.
Yeah,
see,
smart.
It is smart. Again, Sylvester Stallone is one of the smartest men out there because he demanded that he played the starring role, or you're not getting it because he wrote it. He said, if I'm not starring in it, no one's having it.
Rocky, the original.
Yes. He says, if I'm not starring in it, yes. He said, if I'm not starring in it, I'm not giving it to you. So that's him. So I'm like, that's beautiful. Beautiful. We need another one like that. We need another one of those movies that just captivate you.
Yeah, I mean,
but Creed is doing it right now.
Very much hit and miss. They very much miss a lot of these. And if it's a reboot, it's even more of a hit and miss. But if it's a continuation, that's probably one of the best ones. I'm gonna for next episode, I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna do top 10.
Top 10
what do you call
series?
those?
Movie series?
Well,
movie series, no?
When they extend the movie franchise.
Top 10 movie, top 10 franchise extenders, whatever you want to call it.
I'm gonna look it up.
Okay, I like that. We'll definitely touch base on that. We'll go in the chat and talk about that. See?
Top 5.
All right, bro.
But
top 5.
Another one in the books.
Another one in the books. Another one into the vault. All right. Good things. We got a lot. We have 10,000 views on our shorts, bro. 10,000 views. Oh, it's amazing how this is going. I love the fact that this is growing real good. So we keep on pumping you guys with the content, and you guys just keep on eating up. So thank you for the support and all of that. And we're gonna keep on doing it.
Cash and Paul. Hopefully we get it back soon.
We're gonna get it back soon. All right. And again, if you are interested and want to give us a topic to talk about, or if you want to put a comment on something that you disagree and you can go on the show and talk about it, you're open forum for you right now. Zine, open forum. So other than that, we're good to go. We're out. I gotta go take this girl to a dentist appointment. We're out of here. Peace, guys.